Speed Punk's Garage. Today we're going to be finishing up work on this 2016 BMW 335i M Sport. I'm going to do the brake fluid exchange. I'll show you where the master cylinder is because it's hidden underneath some of this plastic trim. It's just a 10 millimeter, and I'll show you where to remove, actually just untwist, and I'll show you how to get to it. You can either use a mighty vac like I have, or you can actually use something as simple as a turkey baster to get the fluid out. I usually just do extraction from the master cylinder. Well, I'll show you the process, and then I put fresh fluid in, and then I gravity bleed all 4 brake calipers, starting from the furthest away, which is your passenger side rear. And that's basically all I do. I do that every time that BMW recommends doing it. Flush the brake fluid out, put some really good high quality brake fluid in, and you'll never have any issues with your brake system. The brakes on this vehicle are actually really nice. I don't have any fade or any high temperature issues, especially if I have like a spirited driving day or something like that. I don't have any issues with the brake fluid boiling over or anything like that. So, all right, let's get to it. All right, so first things first, the master cylinder is located on the driver's side kick panel. I guess you would call it like the plastic cover. There's 3 10 millimeter like lock nuts that you can see. There's like a arrow in there. When the arrow is lined up, that means they're locked in place. In order to unlock them, you just turn them literally like I think it's like half, and they unlock, and this whole panel will come off. If you don't know where your master cylinder is, or you're looking for where your brake fluid is, there actually is a symbol on the plastic itself. It indicates where it's located at. But I'll show you how. It's literally just go grab a 10 mil. See, I got my 10 mil out already. So grab a 10 mil. Just like half a turn. Just like that. Then you can, there actually is like a little spot for your finger over here. Pops up. And then unslides like from the underneath the rubber. And there you go. That's where your master cylinder is. The brake fluid reservoir, and your obviously your booster and stuff. There's some other stuff under here like your ABS module if you're looking for any of that stuff. But my main concern or culprit, the thing I'm looking for today is the master cylinder brake fluid reservoir, because I'm going to be sucking out that brake fluid out of there. I'm going to be using my mighty vac, and I'll show you also a technique using the turkey baster, which is same idea, any type of fluid extractor at this point, obviously. So we'll crack this bad man and jam it open. Yep, tighter than hell, because why wouldn't it be? There we go. Take a good look at it, just out of curiosity. Actually, it's really clean because I just did this service not that long ago, actually. But it's due time-wise, so let's do it. Brake fluid's cheap. Brake components on a BMW are expensive. So just do the service. It doesn't take long. It's relatively easy to do. So I'll get back to you in a minute and show you exactly what I plan on doing. And set you up, see if I can get you a good angle. As you can see inside the brake fluid reservoir, there's a screen. It's a really fine mesh screen. It just keeps particulate and debris. There's actually a little bit in there, believe it or not. But you gotta obviously remove this in order to get to the fluid that's in the bottom of the reservoir, so you can suck it out. This has 2 little tabs on the side. You can see them, if it will focus, but they're right there. Usually you can just pull these out by hand, but this one, of course, was tight, just like everything else on this damn car. So I just took a flathead and went underneath the lip right here, and you just kind of worked it around until it popped up. Just be careful not to put too much pressure, because like you don't want to put a hole in the screen. Kind of defeats the purpose of having a screen if you have a giant hole in the side of it. If you don't know, brake fluid is highly corrosive, so try to keep it off your paint, keep it off anything that you really don't want. Have rags ready when you pull stuff, and you can take the screen out, you know, keep it in the rag so it doesn't drip all over your paint, because it will actually remove the paint from your car, and you'll be very upset about that. So I usually just take it and put it over here. We'll clean this out with some brake clean after I take the fluid out of the master cylinder. I'm going to use the Mighty Vac because they have really tiny straws or little suction device that you can actually get down in there, suck all this fluid out. But like I said, you can use something as simple as a turkey baster to suck it out as much as you can. So, just real quick, those of you who don't know what a Mighty Vac is, this is the kit that I use. It's the MV 6830, and it was like under $100 when I purchased it. It's probably around that price now. You can get them off Amazon or any other the local distributors. I would highly recommend these if you use, if you do a lot of fluid extraction and like that. This one's really nice. Hooks right up to an air compressor, the air compressor attachment on the side, and it literally is just a vacuum. You can suck out the fluid out of there. So I just wanted to show you that real quick if you're curious what type of tools I'm using. This is not anything too special. It's not hard to find, and it's a decent price. But once again, if you don't want to use little garage buddies roaming around, but if you don't want to use something that costs too much money, you can literally go and get a turkey baster just like this. I've used this plenty of times, sucking fluid out and getting stuff out of there. You put it in there, you suck it out and get the old fluid out. It's super simple. Just make sure it's clean. As you can see, I've used this a lot in other things, power steering fluid. This is what I usually use because it's just quick, simple, and easy to clean. I'm using my Mighty Vac today, or you can use one of these backtrack, almost like a syringe. This is the Mixomizer. I think these are like $10 from any auto parts store, but you can put that in there, suck it out, and get as much fluid out as you physically can. I'm going to use my Mighty Vac because I got it and I spent money on it. I'm going to use it. So I just wanted to keep you in the loop, let you know what was going on. And I'll be right back. I'm going to hook up air to this and show you how this works. Okay, so with the air hooked up to the Mighty Vac, you can see the hose. Obviously the air hose is attached to it on this side. You can hear it. When you turn on the trigger, it creates a vacuum. They say it creates a Venturi effect, which creates a vacuum inside the canister. And I'm just going to suck as much fluid as I can. Okay. So suck out as much brake fluid as you can. I'm going to replace the brake fluid in the master brake fluid reservoir. Sorry, obviously it's the air compressor because I'm using air. But we're trying to suck out as much as we can. And I'm going to put new fluid in there before we bleed it through the brake system. And the reason why you want to do that, because obviously you want to push out all the old stuff and put some new stuff in there. So try to suck out as much as you can, get all the fluid, all the stuff that's in there. The joys of trying to do this one-handed. Yeah, you can see it. Basically just a vacuum. That's all it is. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Pump that down real good. That's it. You got most of it. I'd say I probably got like 90% of it, which is good. A lot better than what we had to work with. So I'll be back in a minute after the air compressor turns off. Okay, just real quick. While I was waiting for the air compressor to clean up, I cleaned the screen. I just used regular brake fluid. Nothing crazy. Just, you're just gonna turn it inside out. Obviously, you don't want to spray it this way. Spray it this way. You're just gonna clean it. That's it. Not do that. Let it air dry. Use one of those lint-free rags to clean it real good. You can see now the screen's nice and clean. There's no contaminants, there's no old brake fluid or anything in there. Just wanted to show you that real quick. It was nothing special. Just wanted to show you how I cleaned it in case there's any questions. Okay, pop the screen back in place. I like to put the screen back in before I start filling it up. You can see there's a min mark and then a max mark. My brakes on this car are like maybe three months old. They're not that old, so I'm gonna probably put it like right below the max mark because I know that's where it is. It's kind of hard to see. Yeah, you can kind of see it. See, max, min. If those who don't know, brake fluid's hydroscopic, which means that it attracts moisture from the air. It'll take moisture right out of the air. So I recommend buying like a high quality brake fluid, especially if you care about your vehicle. This wasn't much. It was, well, there you go, $24 off Amazon, and I got it in March of 2024, so it's not even a month or two old at this point when you guys are seeing this video. I do a lot of brake jobs and stuff, but this is the fluid I like. It's .3, .4, and .5.1 compatible. It's really good stuff. I used this at track days. I used it at a lot of stuff. Haven't had any issues with it boiling over. Bosch makes pretty decent stuff. When you open up a brake fluid, I recommend putting the date on there and try not to use it any older than like a year or two, because like I said, it is hydroscopic. It does attract moisture. Like even when you open it, it'll suck moisture right in, believe it or not. I know a lot of people say you can get several years out of a can of brake fluid. You'll actually see that this is like almost a light tan color. When brake fluid gets old, it gets just like oil, it gets darker when it gets older, and you'll actually see tiny bubbles in the fluid if it's sucking moisture in, or if it has water in there. Obviously, if you have water in your brake fluid, it's going to boil over when it gets hot. Brake fluid's a hydraulic fluid essentially, so it's going to hold up to a lot of high temperatures as opposed to standard water and moisture. Yeah, there's a boiling point right there on the side, so if anybody was curious. So it's a lot more than regular water, standard water. Just a quick tip to keep everybody safe. So let's add this fluid in. You can use a little funnel, obviously. Obviously, I recommend taking your time because you don't want to get any of this stuff on your paint or any of this stuff around. Brake fluid is flammable, believe it or not. It takes a while for it to heat up and actually ignite, but it will ignite. So if you spill it down underneath or on some type of exhaust manifold or something like that, it's not going to ignite overnight, obviously, but if you're tracking a vehicle and it gets hot, it will ignite, just like oil. You know, a lot of people don't believe that would happen, but it does happen. I've seen oil fires, I've seen brake fluid fires, I've seen it. I don't recommend it. They're hard to put out, and not trying to scare anybody. I just want to give you a heads up. Just take your time, fill it up properly. Try not to get any leaks or spills or anything like that. Alright, I'm going to go get a little tiny funnel, and we'll put it in here. We'll take our time. We'll fill it up to just below max, so there's a little bit of room for expansion when it heats up. And I'll show you what's next. Okay, quick recap. I obviously topped off the brake fluid reservoir. You can see it. Got nice new fresh fluid in there. I wiped everything off, make sure there's no debris or anything in there. You can see it's nice clean brake fluid. So now you're ready to basically do the next step. I recommend doing it from furthest caliper away, which is your passenger side rear. You can jack up the car, remove the tire, and then you can put a rubber hose on the bleeder, crack the bleeder open and let it gravity bleed for a couple ounces. You'll actually see the brake fluid change from a darker color to the lighter color, like the brand new stuff we just put inside the master cylinder. And then you close your bleeder, then go to the passenger side, driver's side rear, and then go to your passenger side front, and then your driver's side front. And that's pretty much it. I mean, the BMW bleeder is pretty easy to get to on the calipers. It's pretty obvious. And that's really the only thing that you got to do. If you guys want me to do a video on removing the wheels and how to crack open a bleeder and let things gravity bleed, which I think is extremely boring, I will do that for you. Comment down below if you want me to show you how to do that. I'm going to do it off camera because it's a little time consuming, removing the wheels and then putting a bleeder in there. Once again, I'm going to use my Mighty Vac because it takes about 30 seconds to hook that thing up and suck the fluid through the system. My only recommendation is when you are doing this, don't turn your ignition on because you're going to have issues with your ABS module. Your ABS module will click on when you turn the ignition on, and if it sees a flow of fluid going through it, you'll hear clicking noises and you'll trip an actual code inside your system. So leave your ignition off when you do this. Don't mess with things. There's really no need to. There is a reset procedure on your brake fluid. I can show you how to do that. Actually, I think my last video when I did the oil change, I reset my brake fluid. Same process. You can actually hold it down on your dash. There's a reset button right here. You hold it down for 10 seconds, turn your ignition on. It'll pop up a menu and you can scroll through and reset it. I'll put a link in the description of how to do that if anybody's curious. I just wanted this to be a quick video of how easy it was to do a fluid extraction and exchange on the BMWs, because this is actually kind of an expensive job at the dealership. And you just saw me. I spent $24 on brake fluid. You don't have to use that specialty tool, which I don't even consider a specialty tool. You can find that anywhere. You can literally use a turkey baster or some type of fluid extractor and get it done for under 50 bucks. So just a little bit of time, hanging out with your pup in the garage, drinking a couple beers, you can take care of this. So that should be it, guys. If there's any questions or issues, comment below. I'll try to get back to you guys as quick as possible. It was just a quick video of oil change from the previous video and a brake fluid exchange because it was due time-wise. Mileage-wise, it wasn't due. Like I said, I take this to the track sporadically. I drive it moderately, within limits, quote, quote. So it does see decent use, and I wanted to obviously take care of it. I plan on keeping it for a little while. If anybody has any questions or comments, you can comment below. That's enough chat for today. I know I talk a lot, but I'd like to explain the process because there's not a lot of videos that explain stuff step by step. And I think there needs to be more of that so people understand what is happening and why. After, obviously, you bleed everything off, make sure you put your cap back on. Make sure you put your trim back on, 310 millimeters, and you can lock it in place. It's super simple. I'll show you everything buttoned up when I'm done doing everything. Okay, so I'll show you how to put this cover panel back. I recommend cleaning all this stuff off before you put it back. That's how often you're actually under here. Blow it all out, get all the dust and stuff off. So there's a lip on the top. You can see sort of like this, kind of meshes together. You're just gonna put it underneath, run your finger down so that it goes underneath, because you want the rubber on top. This little rubber grommet goes into there, and it kind of just falls back into place. Very simple. Make sure the rubber is on top so you don't have any issues. And then take your 10 millimeter, the one that you used to remove it, and quarter turn, quarter turn, quarter turn. The arrows will line up. You'll see there's two arrows, one on the nut, one on the plastic. And then that's it. That's how you put the plastic cover back together. I just double check, wipe everything off. Just wanted to show you that real quick because a lot of people get confused with the plastic panels and what goes where and how to put it back. But you can see it took not even a minute to do that. Obviously when you're done, just take all your tools out of the engine bay, do a once over, make sure you got it. And that's pretty much the end of the procedure on how to extract and or replace your brake fluid on the BMW 335. Any questions, let me know. All right, have a good day.